Hello everyone, this is Satvik and this video I'll share everything regarding OSCP starting with my exam experience as well as tips and tricks and all the other information. So let me give you a quick brief. So this is my I passed my OSCP on my second attempt. So I gave my first attempt in December 2023 and I failed by 10 points. So where during that attempt I was able to compromise Active Directory network, which was kind of easy. I felt it's a bit easier, and I was able to get a local on one standalone machine, and other two standalone machines are pretty hard, and the previous key is also pretty hard on the machine that I compromised. And coming to the prior experience to the OSCP, I worked as an application security engineer. That has nothing to do with the pen testing, but I was very active in this pen testing domain. Like, I made a lot of videos. If you follow me on YouTube, as well as I saw a lot of hack the box and try hack me machines from the TJNL's guide. And prior to the OSCP, I gave PNPT exam, which is completely based on Active Directory, and that helped me truly. So after failing that attempt, and also remember that I have bonus points, so it's only 60 for my first attempt. And I took some time because I had to go to a different country to do my masters, and the syllabus was kind of hectic with all the assignments and deadlines and all. And then I gave my second attempt in May 20 and I passed it with 70 points. This time I compromised Active Directory, which is kind of doable. It's not too hard. And I compromised one standalone machine, which is complete. It's like very hard standalone machine. So I'll tell you a bit brief about them. And I do have a bonus point, so I have like 70. And I was like very close getting a local on one machine, but my time passed away because I took a lot of breaks in the exam. I think it had to do something with my breaks, but I was happy that I was able to solve the machine, complete the exam. Sorry. And coming to the Active Directory, so I felt the Active Directory is not too hard. It is what you find it in the course material. So the course material that the OSCP provides is more than enough to work on Active Directory. And there are the challenge labs. If you're able to do them, then I think that's more than enough for your Active Directory preparation. And this video is being recorded on June 3rd 2024. I don't know if there are going to be any changes for the next versions or stuff like that, so just use this video for a particular time frame, and that's it. And coming to the standalone, during my second attempt, it's a kind of hard. Like the initial access is also like very hard, and previous key is also very hard. Like it's not too straightforward what we see in some machines. Like you have like multiple vectors and multiple stuff to do, so that you can completely compromise the machine. So yeah, those are pretty hard. So I would suggest you should level up your game. So try to prepare well. And now coming to the prerequisites and all the stuff that you need to do. So if you don't know OSCP, so OSCP is also called as Offensive Security Certified Professional, and it's also called as PEN 200. So this is like a intermediate certification, where this is completely focused on pen testing. So if you're interested in pen testing or red teaming, so OSCP is a very good certification and it has a lot of value in the industry. So yeah, if you want, you can go through that. And OSCP is a 48-hour exam, in which the first 24 hours you need to compromise machines that the OSCP provides. So there are going to be total 6 machines. 3 machines are part of Active Directory and 3 machines are standalone machines. So you need to have minimum 70 points, including the bonus or anything like that, to pass the exam. So coming to this, so there are some stuff. So I leave the guide for the thing. So you should either solve the Active Directory completely, or else you'll get 0. Like if you only compromise like one machine in the Active Directory network, then you're not going to get the whole 40 points there. So Active Directory itself is a 40 points, so you either get 0 or 40. So that's how the Active Directory works. So be pretty careful, because I went through the subreddit of the OSCP, which is you can find it. I'll provide the link for that in the description below. So where most people mentioned that they failed the exam because they stuck with the Active Directory, and that's going to be like, it's going to be a nightmare, because if you can't solve Active Directory, then you must solve all the 3 standalones, and you don't know how. You don't know, like they can be pretty hard as well. So this is all about the OSCP exam, and this is the first 24 hours, and the next 24 hours you need to submit a detailed report comprising of your screenshots, tools you used, and stuff like that. And then you'll be getting your result in like 1 or 2 days, or like max like 7 days, 7 business days. So now let's discuss about the guide and stuff. So most people are interested in this thing. So let's start with the prerequisite. So first of all, this exam is for those who are interested in pen testing. So this is not an like cheap exam or something like it's like very expensive in my opinion. So keep that in mind. So if you're interested in pen testing, then this is going to be a good start. Like this is going to give you some opportunities, like because this has them lot of value, and ultimately the certification doesn't matter, it's your skills that matter. So if you are in the path of certification, then that's something you need to keep in your mind. So let's start with the prerequisites. So assume that you are like complete beginner, you don't know anything about that, anything about OSCP, like anything about pen testing in general, because OSCP is all about pen testing. So start with Linux. So for OSCP or for pen testing in general, you mostly use Linux, which can be Kali Linux or either Parrot OS. So those are nothing but Linux. So you should be familiar with the command line. So running few tools, using tmux or Terminator or something like that. So learn command line, not through the GUI and stuff, because you are going to use a lot of command line tools. Like start with the basic stuff. And also guys, I'm creating a curated list of all these resources, like some YouTube resources or some games and stuff, CTF games and stuff like that. So I'll leave the link for that once it is done in the comment section. I'll pin that, or also you'll find it in the description below. So go there and check that out. And the next one, once you're comfortable with the Linux, you should have a good understanding on networking. So you might feel like, why networking? Like every service you see, SMB, SSH, everything is relevant to the networking. So basically in this OSCP, you're mostly working on the network pen testing part. So keep that in mind. So you don't need to go to like CCNA or some kind of level, just some basic understanding of like TCP by IP layer, like what the services do, and I think that pretty much does the thing. And also like if you're not planning on getting learn one, so learn one is something like you will have like lab access for the 365 days, and I purchased the 90 days lab voucher. So if you're planning on getting the learn one, then you can skip the following steps and you can directly go and start your course materials. That's something out there. But assuming that if you don't know anything, then I would suggest you to start learning the pen testing. So you can find a PEH course by TCM Security, which gives you a very good understanding. And you can also do self-study. Like YouTube has a lot of videos on it. Like there are so many blogs out there. So these are the order that you need to look for. Like you can start with the information gathering, then scanning, enumeration, exploitation, and privilege escalation. So these are the 5 steps that you mostly use in pen testing or in the OSCP general. So you can start searching on like uh, like individually and stuff like that, and try to get a good knowledge on that. So now coming to that, so you can go with the courses or self-study. Anything is fine. If it works for you, it works for me as well. Like yeah. And then I would suggest you to start solving the TJNL machine. So TJNL provided a very good spreadsheet on all the machines that are similar to the OSCP exam. So which are available on which contains the machines from TryHackMe, Hack the Box, and even VulnerHub, as well as PG Practice. So as you're starting the pen testing, like started learning the pen testing, I would suggest you to work with TryHackMe, because TryHackMe is more like good for beginners. Like it tries to teach you everything. Like there is a good manual out there on how to solve the machine. Like you answer the questions and then you keep moving forward. So that's how the TryHackMe works. It will give you a very good understanding on how things are going to replicate in the real time. And coming to the Hack the Box, it's like it's nothing but like an OSCP. Like you'll just get an IP address and you need to hack it. That's it. So Hack the Box is something like that. You can now you can either work on Hack the Box or PG Practice. It's up to you. But I would suggest you to work on Hack the Box, because I felt some machines are like up to the level of Hack the Box. Like I'm not sure, but I felt that way. Then you should learn the Active Directory pen testing, because this is the major part for your OSCP exam. Like 40 points, it's a very big deal. So there are a lot of videos on YouTube, and I'm also planning to record a video on how to do the Active Directory pen testing, like starting with the gathering, information gathering, password spraying, and some attacks. And I do have a small playlist on Active Directory pen testing, and go and check that out. But in general, if you want something streamlined, go with TCM's PEH course. This PEH course has the detailed information of Active Directory pen testing. So, and also the course material is going to be more than enough for the Active Directory pen testing. And do remember, guys, your notes is everything. So take a detailed notes now. Like every tool, everything that you are going to use, like document everything. So while solving the machines, document everything, like how you solved it and stuff like that, because you don't know, stuff will repeat in future, stuff might repeat in future. So if you have a detailed notes, so then it's going to help you a lot in the future. And also, if you start taking notes, then you will start taking the point of like understanding more importantly. So like if you want to write something, then there's a good chance that you will understand it very well. So that's going to be a very good big deal. Like notes is very important thing. And I'll be honest, the cheat sheet that I prepared, which is like my notes during my preparation, literally helped me pass my exam. So that's a big thing to say, but yeah, that works. Now let's assume that you're done everything. Now you're ready and get set to buy that 90-day voucher. And also, guys, like OSCP is pretty costly, so if you can't purchase it right now at the moment, then I would suggest you to stick to the hack the box machines, like level up your game, improve your methodology. So methodology is everything, guys. So if you have a very good methodology in for the OSCP or for the pen testing, then that's going to be a very good deal for you. So I would suggest that in the other case. So but now if you feel like, okay, you got the money and everything, and you are confident enough to buy the voucher and like buy the start the lab time, then this is the right time. So first of all, read the PDF completely. So there are like 848 pages. Read it completely. Like I read my PDF like 3-4 times. It's a very good PDF. Like it has lot of good it has like abundant information in my opinion. So this is going to truly help you for your exam. So read the PDF completely, don't skip it. You can skip videos, because I skipped videos. Like videos are nothing but the same for the same stuff that you see in your PDF is just being replicated on some into a visual format. So if you're a visual learner, then PDF videos work for you, or else it's fine. Then I would suggest you to start working on the challenge labs that the OSCP provides. So these labs, you'll only get access to these labs once you purchase the voucher, and depending upon your timeline, whether it can be 365 days or 90 days, so these labs will be available to you through their VPN pack. So you'll get to know all those information, all those logistical information from the OffSec itself. So my suggestion would be start doing this medtech, relia and skylark. I didn't do the skylark because I was running out of time, and I only solved medtech and relia. But yeah, these are like very comprehensive networks. They will teach you a lot of information. And do note that you will also require pivoting. So one of the guy asked me about like pivoting, like how depth the pivoting is going to be. Pivoting is going to be there even in the exam. The Active Directory network, you can only access the domain controller and the other machine through the pivoting itself. So pivoting is going to be there. I made a video on Ligolo NG. Go and check that out. That's the best tool that you can use for pivoting, and I literally used it every time, even in the exam and everywhere. So Ligolo NG is a very good tool to use, and it's very straightforward to set up. Like Chisel and all are also fine, but those are kind of like I felt those are kind of slow enough. But Ligolo NG is very good, so go and check that out. And then during solving these labs, don't try to use Metasploit, because there is a restriction. If you go to the document, you can only use Metasploit once. So if you try to use it again, then OffSec will definitely fail you your exam. I'm not sure how true is that, but yeah. So don't try to use the Metasploit. There are very good alternatives out there, and like you can find like most of the exploits, you can find it on exploitdb or even on this GitHub. So just go and search it out and you'll find your exploits. So try to restrict the usage of Metasploit as much as possible, because because try to prepare for the exam, because in exam you'll not find metasploit. Like I'll tell you some scenarios where like you can solve some machines in those labs by simply running a metasploit module, but it's not advised because it's not advisable because you don't know what might come in the exam. So better keep it safe side. Okay. And evaluate, this is an important step, evaluate or like take a mock test. You have like three other networks, OSCP, A, B, C. So try to take at least one mock test, like evaluate like how skillful you are, like how well your preparation is going through by solving these labs, this challenge lab, sorry. Because these challenge labs are nothing but the stuff that you see on OSCP exam, like the format is same. I'm trying to say the format is same, like the machines will repeat or not, I'm not sure, but I guess it's not repeated. But if you want the taste of how the exam is going to be, then OSCP A, B, C are going to give you a good understanding on that. And this fifth point is kind of controversial, I'm not sure, like most people won't agree with me, but uh, when I took the two attempts, I felt the standalones are very hard. Like I told you that I solved like 40 to 50 machines on Try Hack Me, Hack the Box, stuff like that before taking the exam and stuff like that. But I felt that those are pretty hard from what I saw, like what I've solved in the past. So I would suggest to work on medium and hard machines on PG Practice and Hack the Box. This will help you. Okay, this will truly help you, but it's like some people might say it's an over prep, but I would say like prepare for the worst, because that will truly help you in your future. So like, just try to solve some like 20 machines like in both or something like that. Like just get an exposure of like how those hard machines are going to be, because you don't know how the exam is going to be. And also there might be a thing for the programming or like coding knowledge. So some people are asking whether they require any coding knowledge or not for the exam. Like technically, based on what I observed or like based on what I experienced, you might not require like a complete programming knowledge. Like you will not create an exploit or stuff like that. Most of the exploits that you're going to find on like GitHub or exploit DB are like works fine by default. You might need to change few variables like some path or some port number or some basic stuff. But I saw one machine that I solved from PG Practice. I don't remember the name exactly, but when I was trying to run the exploit, it never worked. But I analyzed the code and I got to know, okay, it's making a simple curl request using the request module from Python. Then I crafted my own payload and I sent the request to the curl and it worked. So having some basic understanding on like what the code or the exploit is doing is truly going to help. And learning Python is fine, because 80 to 90% of the exploits that you're going to see are going to be in Python, unless you use some kind of bash script, which is readable. So if you are familiar, if you are familiar with the Linux command line, then bash is like very familiar. And some payloads may be related to Ruby, which is completely relevant to that metasploit. So keep that in mind. So coding knowledge is required to some extent. You don't need to be like a pro programmer kind of thing, but if you can analyze the code and change few variables and stuff, that's more than enough. Now coming to the tips and tricks, prepare your cheat sheet. This is very important thing. Like I literally told you earlier that my cheat sheet helped me pass my exam. So the cheat sheet is to keep it simple, cheat sheet is nothing but a shorter version of your like OSCP, the PDF that the OFSIC provides, which is 848 pages. Like you don't need to create a notes with like detailed explanations, because your PDF already contains all those information. What you need to have is like some commands and stuff that you're going to use frequently, some tools that you're going to use frequently and stuff like that. So here you can do like you can create a cheat sheet from scratch, which I didn't do actually. Like I reverse engineered a lot of cheat sheet. Like there are some very good cheat sheets out there. Like even my cheat sheet got like very good stars. It's like it has like more than 800 stars. I'll leave the link for that in the description below. So I try to keep my cheat sheet as useful as possible and as minimal as possible, because I know what, like for example, let's take an example of SUID. So I know what an SUID is. Like I know there is a plus S bit and stuff like that. Like I don't need to have the information or like more information about what SUID means and stuff like that in my cheat sheet. I just want to know how to look for the SUID programs or binaries and how to exploit them. So that's something that you are truly going to require. So make sure your cheat sheet contains the commands that are required. That's a very important thing. You can create your own cheat sheet or you can reverse engineer, but don't completely rely on others cheat sheet because you don't know what's there in their cheat sheet. So I would suggest like do either build from scratch or reverse engineer, like take content from others, add it to your cheat sheet and prepare a cheat sheet on your own somehow. So this is going to truly help you because cheat sheet is something you will be using throughout the 24 hours as well as during your practice time within the challenge labs. And now coming, this may be some kind of maybe controversial, I'm not sure, but I personally stuck with the manual enumeration, which helped me actually. Like there are variety of tools out there. One of the famous one is auto recon. I never used auto recon for my exam as or my challenge labs. Like I used to go manually. Like if I find an SMB port, I just use SMB client, try to list the shares. Then I'll try to connect to some of those shares and try to view some information. I do my own TCP scan. I do my own UDP scan and stuff like that. And there are some automated tools that I use. For example, Nikto is a very good tool for automation because it tries to find some information that you might not find while doing it manually. But don't completely stick with either of them. Like 80% of the time stick with manual. So it's going to teach you methodology. Like instead of funding a tool blindly, learn how SMB enumeration works, like how SMB enumeration can be done or how HTTP enumeration can be done. Learn these things because those, I think those might matter at the end of the day. Like you can use automated tools, but I would still suggest you to improve your manual way so that you will be a better pen tester or stuff like that. And do remember that OSCP exam is intensive. It's a 24-hour exam. So it's going to be quite intensive because every hour passes, it keeps on adding some kind of pressure on you. Like if you are very good enough and if you try to complete your exam bit quick, like if you got the passing score, then you are going to be some bit confident. But if you got nothing or if you're like short of like 10 points or stuff like that and the time is running out, then it's going to get hectic for you. And also I told you give one mock test at least, like have a strict timing, so have a 24-hour time period for you and see how it goes. Okay, so try to see how it goes and like where you are lacking, and see where your time management skills are lacking and stuff like that. So those stuff will help you. So at least give one mock test. So I gave like one mock test like OSCPC, and there were some loopholes in my time management and stuff, and which I later try to fix that, so that's fine. And time management, so manage your time efficiently with your challenge labs and stuff because you only have 90 days. So I didn't manage my time properly during the challenge labs because I had to go somewhere, like I had some other plans going on in the back end. So the time management was quite pretty messed up for me. And this is something related to Kali Linux. So you are going to work on Kali Linux most of the time. So you may be some pro when using some Parrot OS and stuff like that. But whatever you're using, whatever the machine you're trying to work from or work with, take snapshots frequently. Like I have like 28 snapshots or stuff like that for my Kali machine, which I used for OSCP preparation. So which has all the tools and stuff. Take the snapshot frequently, like every week or stuff like that, because stuff might go bad, and you can't set a new Kali Linux during your exam or before the exam. So that's going to be a big thing. And then keep hydrated, so that's a big thing. Like don't stress out, just move around during the exam. So take frequent breaks. Breaks will help you. Like if you are not getting anything, just go out for a short walk and then come back. So start fresh. Those will help you because this helped me, like while solving the standalone. I was like going nowhere. I just went to a long walk for some time, and then I started it again and I found something. So maybe that might work. So just do that. So just take breaks. It's going to be helpful. And finally, impossible is nothing, you can do it. Like literally saw few people, like I posted my attempt, like the review of my attempt on Reddit, and one guy messaged me saying that he passed on his 12th attempt. I mean, like, hey, like there are people like that. There is, and nothing is impossible, you can do it. So, and try to give your best. So that's what we're good at. So try to give your best, and if everything goes well, you're going to pass, or else it's going to be a learning experience. Learn and try to come back again. So what happened uh, if you fail your first attempt? So this is something that you might have in your mind. So I would suggest you to work mostly on standalone machines, because my first attempt I failed because of the standalone machine. So I worked mostly on the standalone machines. I saw like 30 standalone machines or something like that from PG practice. I didn't worked on hack the box, so that's going to be a different thing. But if you are lacking in Active Directory, then there are some good labs out there on hack the box and try hack me. But the problem with those labs and the labs that you see in OSCP challenge labs are quite different. In OSCP, in the OffSec challenge labs, you might require pivoting and all, but if you see an Active Directory machine on Hack the Box or PG Practice, those are nothing but literal domain controllers. So you have only two ways to get in. So that's going to be pretty difficult. So that's the reason, try to utilize your challenge, that lab time very efficiently. Like if you have like 365 days, then you're set, you can solve the challenge labs as many times as you can. But if you are on a boat like me where you only have 90 days, make sure you use them efficiently. And try to also, during your preparation, try to also solve those PG practice machines which are of like hard and intermediate and hard level. So those are going to help. And one resource that I want to truly share and that truly helped me is ipsec.rocks. Man, this is a literally good tool, and I'll give a huge shout out to ipsec. So this guy is a legend out there. So we have a very good resources on YouTube. So if you don't know ipsec, then just search ipsec on YouTube. So this guy posts walkthroughs of hack the box and hack the box machines mostly, and those are literally good. And this particular website ipsec.rocks is nothing but, you can search a term, for example ASREP. So for example, if you want to do ASREP roasting and you don't know how to do it, so just search here, and these are some of the videos. These are literal timestamps. You can just go there and see how the attack is performed, and this is going to truly help you. So this is a very good resource. And also a huge shout out to Siren, S1REN. So I watched a lot of her videos, which are literally from the OffSec's channel. So OffSec has a YouTube channel where they frequently post walkthroughs of PG practice machines. So I personally watched all their walkthroughs, and some of and the Sirens walkthroughs are like very good enough. Though they'll teach you a good methodology as well as the note taking skills. So go and watch them out. So if you are on the way of your preparation, and also try to solve as many TJ null machine as possible. So those are like very good machines to solve. And I think that is it for this video. And really thank you for everyone who are part of this journey. And I'm currently preparing for the burp suit certified practitioner exam, and later I'll be giving my CRTO and OSEP. So I'll keep you guys posted regarding everything. And thank you for watching this video till the end. This is Satvik signing off. I'll meet you in the next video. Thank you. Bye. Take care.